Hi, boys and girls. Okay, so, I just missed my spot. There it is. We are going to dive into a little bit of review today to start off. That's week 4. I had it all set up. There we go. Okay, so real quick a review. What is a run-on sentence? So a run-on sentence is a sentence with, that's still not going to work. Darn. My dogs might go off too. All right. Oh, duh. I'm on eraser. A sentence that has two separate ideas that is, well, I'm just going to say incorrect, but you can't have two separate ideas. You're going to have your comma conjunction in there. So the two separate ideas is most important. A fragment is either missing a subject. So who is in this sentence? We don't know who or what is happening. And then, or missing a verb. So the predicate, what they're doing, the action. What punctuation should use before the conjunction? So before and, but, and or, you need to have a comma. Use a comma and a conjunction to change these three fragments into one complete complex sentence. So, the loud bus, period, drives quickly, period, honks down the road. So, I would say, well, obviously we don't need this period. The loud bus, blank, drives quickly. So, I would just say lowercase. The loud bus drives quickly. That makes sense. We've got the loud bus is our subject, drives quickly is our predicate. Right here we need our comma because we changed ideas. We're not talking about driving anymore, we're talking about honking. So we need our comma and our conjunction. Boys and girls, that comma conjunction. You guys keep forgetting to put the conjunction in there. Comma, honks down the road. I could say but honks down the road, or honks down the road, or and honks down the road. The loud bus drives quickly and honks down the road would make more sense, and this would need to be lowercase. Okay, so that's just a little bit of review of what we've been working on. And today, we are just going to dive into the definition of a run-on sentence, which you technically already have in your notes, so you don't need to take these in your notes today. It says, a run-on sentence joins together two sentences that should be written separately. She was sad, she cried all night. So, correct this run-on sentence by rewriting it as a compound sentence. Holy guacamole. Use a comma and a conjunction. Comma, conjunction. All right, so where do I need to put my comma? She was sad, she cried all night. So I've got a she and I've got a she here. So those are my two subjects. So I know I need to separate here. I could say, and she cried all night, but she cried all night, or she cried all night. And I'm going to use and because it's a similar thing. She was sad, and cried go together. So I'm going to say and. She was sad, comma, and she cried all night. Period. Done. Okay. So that was really easy. However, your work today is a little bit trickier. So we've got, let's just read the directions because those are the most important thing on this, I think, today. It says to correct a sentence fragment by adding a subject, predicate, or both. So they're saying that in order to correct some fragments, we need to either add a subject, and in this case, this one's a subject. Went to the park. We don't know who went to the park, therefore it's a fragment. They added the we. We went to the park. Now it makes sense because we have a subject. Kayla is getting better, but that's a fragment because we don't know what she's needing. So it says Kayla is getting better, comma, but she needs more practice. So there is our predicate. Now it makes sense. So those are fragments and how to correct them. All right, then it says you can correct a run-on sentence. Those are a little bit different by rewriting it as two separate sentences or as one compound sentence or complex sentence. So they're going to give us examples. This is our example as the incorrect one. It says Diego will see the movie. It is playing down the street. I have two separate ideas. Here is one idea. Here is the other idea. But there is no punctuation in the middle. I could do a couple different things here. The first example, they say that I can rewrite it as two separate sentences. So I could say Diego will see the movie, period. It is playing down the street. It's a little choppy, but it's doable. Or I could, so this is, I'm going to put a period here because that's what they did here. Diego will see the movie, comma, and it is playing down the street. That's our comma conjunction. So we could do that. I'm going to say comma conjunction. We could do that as well. Now it is a correct sentence. That's our compound sentence. So I'm going to write separate compound. Or we could use a complex and use our subordinating conjunction. So Diego will see the movie because it is playing down the street. Now notice when I put a subordinating conjunction in there, there is no comma at all. You don't do comma because it is playing down the street. Because is your connecting word, therefore no comma. All right. Complex. Now, using those examples up at the top, because it's really good to go back and reread things when you're working on things. There are a few sentences below that we're going to need to decide on our own how we're going to change them in order to make them correct. And you'll notice up here, there are a lot of different ways that we can choose how to correct them. And not one is better than the other. It's just what you decide makes the most sense. So again, I'm going to do the first one, and I'm going to change it a couple different ways so that it's all correct, but you are in charge of 2 through 5. You are not doing the bottom. Okay, so it says after each group of words, write the strategy. So that would best correct each sentence error. Sorry, I can't read. Right, add a subject, add a predicate, add both subject and predicate, add comma, or make a compound sentence. So I need to write what I would do to this in order to change it to make it correct. Whew. Okay. So, my first sentence. My new model airplane kit. It stops. It just stops right there. It doesn't tell us what about the new model airplane kit. So when you're seeing like that doesn't make sense and you've got like a fragment, that's what it's called, a fragment, because we don't have a predicate, I know that I'm going to be working with the stuff up here. So it says I need to add the predicate, right? So that's like this one over here. I'm going to get a different color here. That's like this one because there's no end. But she needs more practice. So in this one, what I could do is I could say my new model airplane kit came with a remote. So I'm adding to the sentence in order to make it make sense. Now, when I did that in my head, I have to decide, did I add a subject? I didn't add a subject. I already know who that it's about the new model airplane kit. Did I add a predicate? Did I add to what the subject is? Did I make add a comma? No. Or make it a compound sentence? No. I added a predicate. So I made sense of the sentence. So I would write here, add a predicate. You don't need to finish a sentence. Now this is where y'all are going to mess up. Do not, I repeat, do not finish the sentence. That's not what the directions say. They say you are to write one of these examples. So don't finish a sentence, okay? All right. Good luck on 2 through 5. This is definitely a tough one. So if you are having a hard time, ask your teacher, email your teacher. They will help you. I promise. Okay. Goodbye.